All right, so that was the sound of the new Guardz playlist. We are back with our discussion for December, last one for the year, even though it's only our second show. What I wanted to talk about is, so the World Cup, yeah? I'm sure everyone's been watching the World Cup. Yeah. We're what? This weekend, this weekend England got knocked out, unfortunately. However, I just had like an interesting question, because basically a lot of us will watch teams at the World Cup, will support different teams at the World Cup. But in our generation, a lot of especially obviously me being a black guy, a lot of us in here, a lot of people wouldn't support England when we were growing up. So I just wanted to, but now the youths, the younger generation coming up, they do more support the team because it reflects more, what they are, or it reflects them more better than it used to. And I feel like I just wanted to ask, which teams that people support and why? What are the reasons that people pick their teams that they support at the World Cup? Because, some people will pick teams some people won't support England, for instance, but they might pick a team, for instance, like Germany or France, which are they might say, oh, I don't support England because, back in the day when we was growing up, they used to, on the football pitch, John Barnes got a banana thrown at him, but then they might support France, where they've been, historically just as racist, you know what I'm saying? And they've done just as much colonialism and, all of that as well. So it's just trying to find, the reasons. Is it just you're picking a team based on, they can ball and they're hard? Mm-hmm. Or is it, I'm picking this team because, is it political as well?
I know, for me, it almost feels cultural, innit?
Yeah.
I would love to support Jamaica, but we're never in the World Cup, innit? So you then have to find your second. Yeah, no, but we're going back, you get me, yeah? But now we actually have to calibrate on what we like and do it by association.
Yeah.
I know most Africans in the world right now are saying Morocco, but it weren't until the rest of them get licked out. You get me? The African faith went all behind Morocco. And then Morocco's a sign in the Arab country. So it's all that northern is different. Their fan base is bigger. You know? Sure. But for me, I actually had faith in England this time. I don't know why.
Me too, bro.
I was backing them. I was backing them because England does look like a reflection of our manner. Not what it used to be. It's not all mullets and sniffers. You get me?
Mullets and sniffers.
Yeah, it's a diverse team. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100.
It's a diverse team. Motion Hyrule.
Alright, so coming into World Cup, I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest with you. No,
why?
From before that, because obviously there was the Euros before and the backlash that I witnessed from that, just
what with the fans,
the racial backlash.
I thought it was absolutely disgusting, to be honest with you.
I remember being down the pub with you and you said, I've had enough of football.
I was literally like...
That was because Spurs were the...
Nah, it wasn't to do with Spurs, man.
Shots!
It wasn't to do with Spurs.
Here in the heart of it.
It was literally, from that moment on, I was like, nah, forget this, man. Like this sport, it seems to have, I'm not saying all of the talent is black, but there's a lot of black talent, and I just felt like there was a lack of respect that I just couldn't abide, and sit there and pay tickets and go to games and support and buy shirts, and then you're going to want to be calling us all these kind of names.
All right. A flip coin of that,
don't
though.
draw me out.
Are you to penalise the footballers, though? Because these are, ignorant fans, not the footballers.
No,
so you turning around being like, bun football because of these ignorant fans,
Yeah.
Are you... Is your premise based on fans or football?
It's a tough one because I've always said football culture can be enough to put you off football sometimes.
100%.
It really can.
I'll tell you.
I'll be honest with you, yeah? I was about 6 years old when somebody first called me the N-word. And it was an Arsenal fan coming out, and he just straight off called me a little, you know what I mean? And I was so shocked. I didn't even know what to do. I just ran home to my mum, started bawling. You know what I mean? Because I lived on Park Lane. So I just walked, ran across the road, ran back to the flats, told my mum, and it was mad. And I've never heard that before. And that's me as a little youth. You know what I mean? And a big man said that to me. And it always kind of resonated. And then throughout the years, I've always seen it. And I've seen it on the terraces. I've seen it, You know what I mean? Like, even when I've been playing football, I've seen it. I played football with my cousin in Scotland. Someone called me stuff. So it's not like one of those things where it's like one thing and I said, nah, bun that. It was just like, it kept on happening. And I thought, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm a big man now. Like, how much more am I going to be like expecting it to like change? And I just thought, it ain't going to change. I watch other sports, you don't really see that. You know what I mean? People look at us like gods in other sports. Basketball, they look at us like gods. NFL, they look at us like gods. Like they have so much reverence for us, like in what we're doing, that they'd never like, you know what I mean, come funny at the mouth and just like, you know what I mean, talk sideways and shit. But like, I feel like with football, it's different. We like, no matter how good you are, you do one miss shot, oh, that effing this, like, and it's venomous, man. It is,
and I don't know. I've seen it from Highbury to Emirates. You get me? The same thing.
Anywhere.
And to me, it's in every landscape. But I also go by the fact that this is a white man's country primarily. So you're to expect ignorance on a different level. You know, if you was in a black country like Africa, you're not gonna hear no nig-nog talks or no bananas. You get me? Because at the end of the day, that is not the premise of the country. But over here, we're in a country where we're a very big minority, so that will reflect on who we support. Because, like, for me, I pray Argentina don't win historically. You know? Because
hand to God,
not even that, like, the country is terrible. For what they've done to black people, that country's mud. I would never want you to be the pinnacle of what it is. You get me? But if I'm taking it on a football basis, then you got like Messi and the rest of them. I don't even want Messi to win because I know he'll be the number one. Forever. Because the only thing he ain't won.
But then having said that, what we're talking about right now is all like, even I've got to take myself back and say to myself, like, look, I feel the way I do because of social things, but getting away from that as a sport, like, it's an interesting sport to watch. Like, I can appreciate it. I can appreciate, like, you know, what people are doing. I personally,
you know what?
I
got a Yankee friend that used to say, football is madness, player. How the hell y'all sit down for 90 minutes to see 0-0? Y'all don't score goals. Which I understand the premise of it, but because we're raised on this culture of football, you get me? It's in us. You know, and the things that we support is definitely cultural to us. You know, if I was Muslim, I'll be happy right now. You know, like Labrador Groves were going off.
You know, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but they were saying how, like, there's cricket players that have got more followers than football players. Like, because it's just so, you know, like, so it's exactly what you're saying. Like, it's like, depending where you are, there's obviously.
I still can't sit and watch a game of cricket. It drives me nuts.
6!
Yeah, trust me. Yeah. But one thing that's interesting is we're not the only country that are racist with football. Like you guys said, man, it's crazy. I've been to many games in Spain. I've been to Barcelona. I've been to Villarreal. And when a black player's on the ball, they're making monkey noises and stuff
again,
like that.
These are all primarily white countries.
No, absolutely.
Where ignorance lies deep. You get me? And it's generational. So it's because of lack of exposure to a degree. You know, half of them don't see black, so when they see black, they only go by what their dad told them. You know, and then
you're right. Globally, racism's generational. So I mean, I think over time, it might get better.
No, it's gonna die.
I hope it dies. I really hope it dies. I really hope it does, but I'm not optimistic.
You say
about
you can't see it, but guess what? As long as Karen keeps holding Derek's wood, things will change. You know?
Karen and Derek.
Do you know what? It's interesting because, like, for instance, a lot of, like, people in the older generation, like people that came over in the 60s and 70s to Britain, it's funny because you talk to a lot of, like, the older Jamaicans or, like, Caribbeans or even, like, some of the Africans that were here as well when they came early on. They would all identify with Brazil, because early on, Pele was the only player that you would see of colour on telly at that point. And Brazil, sorry, not the only player of colour, but Brazil was the only team that had a lot of, like, quite diverse.
Successful too.
Successful.
All the other teams were there, but they were the success.
Yeah. Twining up everyone, winning stuff, and their team was diverse. And this was the 60s and 50s and all them times. So, because they couldn't, like you were saying, you want to support Jamaica and you want the black, but you're not seeing yourself reflected in these other teams, but you're seeing yourself reflected in Brazil. And they play with swagger. So it was just like, Brazil. Like, Brazil, like, Jamaicans are obsessed with Brazil. Like, do you know what I mean? So, and that is, like, culturally, that's where, like, how that took root here. Do you know what I mean? But then, and then on the flip side of that, people didn't want to support England because it was like, oh, well, I'm getting chased by NFs in the street. Teddy boys. That's the one I was thinking of. I'm getting chased by Teddy boys in the street, NFs and whatever. And they didn't want to support them. But then years roll by, the team looks like us or a mixture of people. But then you've still got some of the older generations still hold on to that kind of, nah, fuck that, I ain't supporting that.
But it's the same as the racist old people we were talking about.
And how outright it still can be. Soon as it goes tits up in that penalty shootout in the Euros, look how open people were. It's so overt. Ray's had enough. Ray's had enough of it.
Listen.
Gary.
The first World Cup I remember in memory is 1990, but Klinsmann's a cheating motherfucker. So let's cancel that. Let's go forward to 94 when Brazil won it. In 94, they won a penalty shootout. Baggio wrapped up, kicked it over the bar. That's my first living memory. I recorded every match in that World Cup, and I was a Brazil supporter thoroughly, through and through. England didn't make it because they're weak. So that was that World Cup where it was real nice, and it's my first experience, and I supported Brazil ever since. And do I want England to do badly? No. Every time England jump into a World Cup, I want them to do reasonably well. It's the country I live in that I was born in, but I'm conflicted because there's a lot of things that hang in the air when it's England. Reparations and just loads of things, man. Old girl went to the grave without announcing certain things.
Do you think that Brazil's not racist?
Brazil, of course it is. Brazil, the poverty line to the between the rich and the poor is incredible. That's why the football team's so great. Yeah. And it's just like you have to support that, man, because it's something out of nothing. Yeah, fully come round, innit?
What you're saying,
the underdog shit
is you supported a team because of the football.
My dad loved Brazil. My dad loved John Barnes, man.
But we have
bananas on the pitch, all of that.
Again, if we watch England, we have to watch
Cunningham, all of that. First black footballers, all of that.
Look, I understand the ignorance, but you have to watch it for the football then. Yeah, primarily.
Always. And they play the most beautiful football.
But again, even with the confliction of reparations and everything,
it's hard.
No, we're not to take that into a football game. That's the difference, I believe. If you're watching a sport, you're watching a sport. If you bring politics to the sport, that's where you've confused the sport. It's like a lot of people that wanted to fight Qatar because of all the things that's happened to make this World Cup happen, from the slavery.
They should have never had the World Cup. It's only because
this
football gets excused. They should have never had the World Cup.
Listen, money will get
Wait. Nah, do you know, I'm going to touch on that. But no. But Dion, you want to talk first before I go to move to that? Do you want to talk your thing, bro?
Do you know what?
Talk about that.
Alright, so for me,
I want to talk about that. Go on.
Everyone's making valid points, but I've never looked. It's never been that deep for me.
Yeah.
I grew up in Islington, down the road from Highbury, glorious Arsenal days. Georgie Graham, Ian Wright. So you get me.
Right.
Being an Arsenal fan for me was a joy when I was a boy, and then over the years, Wenger came in. We had the Untouchables. We did our thing. So even growing up into a young teenager / man, still, and then it just got to a point where it's like, you become a man. My team didn't we didn't do so well, and I ain't got time to sit down and watch my team lose every fucking week. Excuse my language.
We walked the same path, my bro.
And so the same for England. So I say that to say the same thing for England, right? England never won shit, right? Growing up. So again, I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit down and watch this team lose every time they play. So let me pick a team.
Failure.
Let me pick a team that is a good team, innit? Yeah, and they got good players, and they. So I support Holland, innit? Yeah, for want of a better word, I support the Netherlands. Yeah. So I've always So man, them that know me from school, grew up, they always know that was my team, innit? You get me? So every time coming around, I've always wanted the Netherlands to do well. We've always come close, never actually got there, but we still play a beautiful game. Still very passionate about their football. Yeah. And you know, I go over there and I see kids playing in the street, like so they're really like a football nation as well. So it's like, okay, and you know, they're mixed and diverse, and you know, they've got their problems, racist and all that and stuff. But you know, I don't really see that in the football. There's probably examples, but I've never really seen that in the football, and I just respect them, and I hope they do well. So yeah, I always just say, you know what, it's a good, you know, it's not that deep for me. But one thing for me, yeah, I do like England, and I've never not wanted England to win. I've always said, you know what, if England wins, yeah, I'll be right there with everyone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And a lot of people may say like, oh, that's a bandwagon thing. No, listen, I'm English, man, and I look at the people playing on the team from when I was a boy till now, and you know, they've looked like me. So I don't see, do you know what I'm saying? More now, you're getting more players coming in that starting to look like us. So for me, it's like I can relate to that. I grew up playing football, wanting to be a football player, until, you know, started smoking them. And then it was a write-off thing.
Again, we have all been through these issues, bro. I played football for 6 years at a high level, man. That's it.
My knee.
Yeah, so for me growing up, you know, like
way back in 1920.
He's one of the men they were talking about still. Go on. Why you don't look at him? Why you don't look at him?
No, but growing up for me, like what Motion was saying, my dad grew up with racism. Because he came over on the banana boat and all that. So he had the teddy boy thing and run off teddy boy and all that. So for me, supporting England was not the thing. But then as the team evolved and they started bringing in a lot more of the young black players, I started to watch them a bit more and want them to do well for the black players on the team. But then, like what Moshe said, after what happened last year, nah, brother. Nope. And I understand what you're saying about, I still support the black players. I want them to do well, but I'm not supporting the team. Because
I support the team. I don't support the media and everything behind it. Yeah? And the media and the politics. You know what I mean? Like, for me, to see Raheem Sterling out there in a Stone Island shoes, that's manor business, Bridget. Yeah? You can't make it more manor business if you wanted to, yeah? As a representation of our youth. You know what I mean? Because technically that's what it is. It's the little seeds of our generation that's turned around and made Stone Island football boots, made the Euros a drill tune. Yeah. All these things, you know what I mean? So when you're looking at the balance of what's happening, the change is there. The people that are dumb, old, and ignorant generally are going to be dumb, old, and ignorant. So are we to always switch off from what we love because of dumb, old, and ignorant people?
As long as
I will just say,
it's not switching off. It's not switching off. From my point of view, it's not switching off because I don't support any team. I'm supporting the football. I'm just watching it to watch beautiful football and watch some banging goals. So I'm not in it for no team. So you know what I mean.
But I will say we still haven't had the same energy.
Unless Jamaica's in there.
Let Tommy
We still ain't had the same energy for Harry Kane spooning a penalty.
Over
the black players did in the Euros.
3 man missed last time and 1 man missed 9. It's nothing.
He could have equalised for us and he spooned it. Okay, he was under pressure.
They play so well.
But the energy from who? There's people like
No. Listen.
No. Like, yeah, that was a big Spurs.
It's not. But it weren't just internet. But previously in the Euros,
always wins. Huh? The internet always wins, but the media does not portray how it would be. Harry Kane, our hero, doesn't do it again. Yeah, not Spannerfoot. You flies it over the Wigan bar. You get me? Yeah.
What if Rashford skied that penalty, bro?
It would have been game over. We would have been going into all types of appeal and then, you know, man, fight for his free food and his dignity again. You know what I mean? So, like, come on. You know?
All right. I think it's a perfect moment to talk about the thing that Ray was touching on.
What are you touching on?
He was
about Qatar should have got it.
Qatar should have got the World Cup. Why? Bruv, hold on. Wait, just was one thing, yeah? So every single World Cup that's existed, has been bought with fucking votes, bro. It's all been bought.
All the time.
All of them have been
Throughout
bought.
history.
FIFA is corrupt. The corruption isn't Qatar.
Qatar's never been really been a football nation.
Don't matter. Neither was America when they.
Friends, man.
When America won it in '94, they weren't a football nation then. Now they are.
America was meant to have this World Cup running up to the last minute.
That is why Qatar is getting so much flack.
Because they were meant
because
to get
America lost the bid and they got embarrassed. They got embarrassed.
The next one in
Bill
Mexico
Clinton
and
sitting
Canada
there.
and America.
Yeah. But what? Because Bill Clinton was sitting there and then Sepp Blatter took the thing out and he was like, Qatar! It sounded like Qatar! But yeah, because of that, that is why they were vexed, bruv. And then the whole smear campaign, because really, let's check it. Okay, obviously, they've got laws about LGBTQ, They've got the thing with the migrant workers. Yeah. All right, so let's check it, With the LGBTQ thing, who sponsors Arsenal Stadium? Wait, who sponsors Arsenal Stadium?
Like Emirates, and it's them, man.
Emirates have the same laws.
Etihad's
no one is boycotting the Emirates Stadium. Who's boycotting Abramovich, who was hanging out with Putin? Who was boycotting Russia World Cup? Nobody, bruv. Nobody. Who went there, they were bombing Ukrainians. Nobody cares.
It's all the money. It's all the money.
Because it's in the Middle East, and they got their pants pulled down. When they put a bid in.
Before them votes got made, there was a dossier put out to heads of football on the World Cup vote. You know, it's all the heads of football vote for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And they said the African nations were the most corrupt when they said to flip the bid at the last minute. Flip it to Qatar and there'll be like financial gain for you. So the African nations are to blame, and then they cry and say that that nation ain't won the thing yet. Cameroon almost got there and certain other nations. Stop that shit. Stop it, man.
I think a lot of it is because of Muslim. Firstly,
that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, because
they
that
don't
is
want
the
Middle
world
East to
threat.
Yeah.
You know, especially to the West. Yeah? So to put it on those levels, especially to LGBT, they're gonna be like, oh my days, we can't go there happily.
Bro.
You know? And my whole thing is
he said it's a sickness in the mind. The president of the country said it's a sickness in the mind.
Well,
when they asked him about homosexuality and all that, he said it's a sickness in the mind. I say no more.
But again, whatever his values is and his opinion is something of his whole country. Yeah, and lately there's a power that could even switch the belief of a whole country. You know, I don't believe no one should have that power to switch the belief of a whole country. Yeah. So, however it went along, I watched a beautiful one of these videos the other day of a guy saying, look how you tried to embarrass us, bringing this thing to Qatar. Let's show what the people are saying. And they're like, it's the most beautiful hospitality, And they said, now, look, let's view how England and Wales were celebrating down in Gibraltar, and there's a bit of fights and war and spitting and nastiness. You understand? Yeah? So on the degrees of values, what is being presented is wonderful. Yeah? And if Morocco win, it's written.
Yeah, love that.
It's written. To have it in a Muslim country and a Muslim team win it, that is going to be written.
That would be mad. That would be mad.
I was just saying that. I almost wish.
Take the mic, man.
I almost wish England did stay in and win it, because then they would have had to shut up. Because all of this smear campaign thing that we've seen in the media for weeks and weeks, and all of these like football pundits saying, "Oh, it shouldn't be here," blah blah blah. If England won, do you think they'd be going, Qatar?
They would have shut them out.
Never heard about it.
They would have been silent.
Never again. Never. It don't matter. It don't matter.
They would have loved Qatar after that.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Ultimately, the whole thing is just keep the same energy, innit? I'm not saying that the way that they treat people over there is great, but it's just like have the same energy. Since the World Cup started, they had a shooting in a gay club in America. They had,
no report.
No, nothing. They were still talking about Qatar. Yeah. and then
I just think it's kind of a parroting thing as well. I think somebody just said it, and it's almost like like and then it's like when Shearer started, when I sat down and watched Shearer being like, yeah, but Qatar, and I'm like, bruv, you don't even go like that.
Arabia, bruv.
I'm like, but not even that.
Come on a planet.
They're chopping up journalists, bruv, in Saudi Arabia.
Does he really strike you as that kind of guy that gets political? Like,
Shearer, no.
That's why I said from the beginning.
He eats pucker pies. He eats pucker pies.
But that's why I said from the beginning.
I'm overall.
The minute you mix politics and shit into football is when football loses everything.
I just think that them mans have just been told to say that. They've just been told to say that.
Again, media controls a lot.
Yeah.
And the fear mongering of all of this is amazing, you know? Like, it works on many levels.
Come on. You know?
Oh yeah.
You can have the dumbest clowns like Boris Johnson or the most intellectual, sophisticated people. Most of them are puppets, bruv.
Yeah.
Watch. I'm telling you.
Real talk.
That's all I'll say on that.
That's it. And that's that on that. That's that on that.
Wait, what's that from?
Figgy Graham, Jake's dad, bro.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's that on that. All right, okay, we're gonna move on. Nice, interesting discussion. So it's not only just about music. We can talk. We can get deep into subject.
We can chat,
you know. But yeah, we're gonna move on. Still to come, we have Flowers with Mass Law. We have Motion Hyrule. We'll have Tommy Biz. We'll be interviewing Motion Hyrule, and we'll have more music. So stay tuned to the New Guardz Radio Show.
Stay tuned, man.
Next up.
Okay, so we're into the next segment of the New Guardz Radio Show on Mode, and I'm very proud right now to be interviewing someone who's not only a rapper that I look up to. He's a very good friend of mine, man. Let's make big New Guardz noise for Motion Hyrule in the building.
Yes.
Now, my man Motion Hyrule, you probably know him off the Tribe album. He produced a couple of tracks. No, one track on there.
Yeah,
you produced Lady Day and spit some fire verses on there, man. So we're going to get into it with Motion Hyrule right now.
Yeah.
Before we get into music, I know, obviously, as a gamer, that Hyrule is the fictional land that the franchise Zelda is set in. So can you just tell us a little bit about the name Motion Hyrule and where that comes from, man?
All right. So when I was thinking about, like, you know, rapping and doing all this, it's like, oh, like, who am I gonna be? Am I just gonna be my government? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Obviously gonna, think of something that means something to me. So like, I thought about what I was doing when I was a kid, growing up playing games and stuff like that. So I knew I wanted to incorporate something like that, but I wanted my name to kind of mean something. So I kind of came up with Motion Hyrule because to me it means like moving to a magical place. So
that's dope, bro.
Yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know.
What's your favorite Zelda game, man?
To be honest, I think it's called like a link to the past, something like that. I think that was the first one. I think that was the first one I played.
It might have been the second one ever.
Yeah. I think that's the first one I played, so it's still got like a lot of memories for me. But obviously the Ocarina is just like classic.
Classic, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the time when you talk to artists and you ask, you know, how long you've been doing this, they'll say, you know, I was rapping in my room when I was 11 and blah. But as far as I know, you were kind of a late bloomer into becoming an artist. So what was it? What was it, you know, when and what was it for you that sort of gave you that bridge from going from a music listener to wanting to get involved and become an artist, man?
All right. So I got to go back in my head. All right. So I started songwriting when I bought a guitar. I bought a guitar at 19. So
and you'd never played music before that at all?
I played a bit of keys at school, but I kind of dropped it during school and I didn't really pick it up after school. So I was working in Foot Locker. I was like making some money, and then I decided, like, what am I gonna do with my Christmas pay, because I got a little bonus. So I bought a guitar. Then I started like songwriting then, and then I got a few more jobs. Like again, like my music kind of took a back seat. I wasn't like songwriting anymore. Wasn't like doing open mic nights anymore. And then when I went to university, I decided to study music. So when I started like studying music, it kind of, like a lot of the things that I was already doing sort of got pulled together. So I started going to this at uni. I started going to this open mic night, but it was mainly for like poetry and stuff. So I went there, I did some poetry, and that was like, I guess my first foray into it, because a couple of people was like, you sound like you rap. I was like, nah, I don't. Then when I wanted to rap, I was like, I need beats, but like, I didn't have any beats. So that's how I ended up having to produce, because I was like, I need to make my own sound. So
that sort of half answers my next question, because my next question was, were you first a rapper or producer? Like, how did it sort of work?
It's probably. I mean, technically, I've probably written raps before I'd ever like produced a track. So I'd say I rap more at first, and then like the production side of it had to catch up with what I was writing. Actually, a funny thing that like somebody reminded me of the other day when I was having a conversation with them. Like they asked me a question about like what's my first memories of like really enjoying like music or enjoying like lyrics. And the first time I actually enjoyed, like music was. Do you remember? Nah, you don't remember this. You're too young for that. But like
he's older than he looks.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The second film, came out, and I was in Play Scheme in Wood Green. So I went to the Coronet Cinema in Turnpike Lane, and Vanilla Ice done the Ninja rap. Like literally,
okay.
Like the whole class, like from Noah Park Play Centre, we all got up on that stage and we was all doing the Running Man. And for literally, we wouldn't come off the stage and all the teachers got pissed off at us. And I was like, no, man, I'm doing the Running Man. Mate, like honestly, that was the first time I really enjoyed music. You know what I'm saying? And then it's funny to say, but it's true. And then apart from that, boy, the lyrical side of things. Funny enough, I used to watch X-Men a lot. So X-Men's like steeped in all of everything I write. Like some of the song titles I've got is like X-Men and what have you, like episodes. But then the Beast used to always like say something poetic in an episode when he was doing something, and I was always like, yeah, that's lit.
So I knew this would happen. You'd slide into more of my questions before I even fucking asked them, bruv. So, but that's cool. So like, obviously, through your music, anyone that's listened to Motion Hyrule can probably tell through a lot of the bars that he's very, very heavily into comics, very heavily into cinema. I want you to do something that we probably not done in an interview. Give me your top 5 films. Probably just reel them off.
Whoa,
reel me off 5 films.
All right. So Blade Runner. Like Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
Come on.
Godfather Part 1.
Wait, hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So what's better, Part 1 or Part 2?
Part 1.
Part 1.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Part 2.
Easily.
But it's arguable though.
Yeah.
There's a debate in that.
So 4. This is no particular order, but this is my top 5.
Yeah.
So Taxi Driver. For a long time, that was like actually my favorite film. I used to watch it all the time. But
total meltdown in that.
That's like top 4. I can't even really like. I feel like I need to mention something.
Chuck us a couple more if you want, whatever.
Boy,
chuck us a couple more, man.
Boy, that's difficult, you know. Like for a number 5, I don't think it's gonna be. You know what? Yeah, just leave it at 4. I can't
leave it at 4. But quickly, what did you think of Blade Runner 2049 then?
I loved it.
Wicked, innit?
I loved it. Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
I'm liking these questions, man.
Well, I don't know if you'll like this one, bruv. Why do you know so many people, bruv?
Why do I?
Bruv, I'll tell you now, yeah. Like, for me, now, when I go out to an event, it's hard to find an event where I don't know someone. So I'll always bump into someone. But for him, I could be anywhere in London, walking down the road, and he knows someone. Why do you know so many people, bruv?
It's like that Tupac song, innit? I get around. About to get wrecked. All respect to those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check. Yeah.
Oh shit. I get around. That's a classic. So
Still clowning with the Undertale. Yeah.
That probably comes into, you know, your answer for the next question, but
Yeah.
you know, for such a, in my opinion, such a sick artist, ill lyricist, you've not actually put out that much music. You've not put out that much. So how have you managed to be so prolific with like bookings and shows and that kind of thing, man? Because I see you on the circuit all the time, but you ain't actually got that much music out, man.
All right, well, listen, yeah? Nothing out now on all digital platforms.
Man, like motion Castillo in this. No, man, how you manage that? Because listen, how you doing the rounds when you ain't got that much music out, bro?
You know what? Yeah. So I used to, I still kind of have connections, but basically, I'm a socialite. So I do like event promotion, stuff like that, and then kind of make contacts that way, and then they just put me on like when they had like a couple of good nights, and they were like, we need to, because I DJ sometimes, so that's how that kind of happened. But yeah.
All right. And one more quick one. So you're very particular about your beats, and
I'm probably a bit too particular.
You're real particular. So a lot of the time you only spit on your own production, bruv.
Pretty much, yeah.
So going into that, do you often do you make beats with a track in mind, or do you already have a rhyme that you want to spit and you want to make a beat to that, or what's the process, bruv?
You know, the thing is, right, it's like, as a songwriter, first and foremost, I think about like a feeling when I was growing up, or like maybe it was like 6 months ago, or a year ago, or whatever, but I want to like do that feeling a service. So like I kind of, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to write, that's, the sound, all of it all comes together. Like, and I feel like if I just spit on anyone's beats, it doesn't really have the same sound. There's only, I'll be honest with you, like apart from maybe Dilla beats, which is like how I like got good at producing, because I was just trying to copy him, to be honest with you. But yeah, like that's sort of how that emerged. Otherwise,
you're very particular, man. Like I've been in the studio with you a lot of times, and obviously, like sometimes you don't even get a bar out. You're just like, nah, I'm gonna save that one for later or whatever.
No. But we were in the pub the other day, and I did that thing, and I was like. And I just recorded some nonsense, and I was like, I'll work on it later. Haven't worked on it yet, but I will. Like, so I get like flow patterns in my head, and I'm just like,
All right, with that, I think we should get into some bars, man. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right,
reload that. Yeah, this one's cool. Car
Motion Hyrule.
Yeah. It's a nostalgic one, growing up in Tottenham. Yeah. All right. Look, Carhartt jacket and some black jeans. Fresh kicks, color it was flaxseed. Late night chatting to this black queen. She gave me that look, I got a taxi. Troy bar music on a Tuesday. Staying out late, though it's a school day. Outside smoking when I... Roadside, look up when I moon gaze. I got a pre-roll of the blue dream, and I can spark now, but I lose steam. And check my DMs, got a new lead. Something uptown said I'll soon reach. Walk straight through like aristocrats. Look so fly like the diplomats. Go to the bar where the liquor's at. Then I do my thing where the rhythm's at. And bros in the band, it's a given that I'll be on the stage and deliver raps. Written in a way you can picture that. This music gave me life, now I'm giving back. Something like the pattern in my heartbeat. Pulse from the kick, feeling our needs. Screw face, nodding, gritting our teeth. I throw it back to stories of a past me. After school trip, went to JD's. Window shopping, I was mainly imagining a way that I could break free. Cause when you're piss poor, you want the gravy. Life's an RPG you can't play again. So if you gotta play, then you play to win. Can't respawn on the map, no. So watch what you're doing on these back roads. I listened to my brother while he back rolls. Conspiracy chat, yo, we had loads. Zoned out, chilling, took a fat toll. Getting free fast with my bank loan. Back to them summers, had to stand watch. Pried the door open and the plan was get inside the ground, yeah, we broke in. And ran up in the spot, that was no thing. Executive box, stuck my nose in. And I was so stunned, had to soak in. The stage where my heroes used to kick ball. Them times my goal was just a brick wall. And 3 years later, it's my first job. I felt like I was standing at the verge of. And mom was so proud, she made a shepherd's pie. I got my own dough, now I'm getting by. I'm buying everything I want, I'm getting fly. Shopped in Foot Locker, I'm not spending wise. When I was in school, we never had money. If it was name brand, it was banned from me. I worked with the waitress, her name Lavelle. Loveliest lips that I ever felt. And sexiest lips that I ever seen. We kissed and fooled around, I was 17. And what she saw in me, man, I'll never know. She made me feel a passion that I never known. Eyes was light brown, I was getting close. Wish I could go back, but it's set in stone. Yeah. Right. Yeah, let's do that. I know it. Fuck. Alright. This is self-discipline and free thought. We walk undercover because we sought more than the money, feelings, what we need more. This thing is like a therapy to help me restore the balance on the soundtrack, and so I rescore. Read all the problems that I face and recall memories on pages to live it. It took me ages, but these stages make the changes and they help me see more. I'm real sure I always wanted it, picture as perfect. And perfect was the concept, but I couldn't concern it. And was it that I didn't deserve it? Or that when I saw it, I swerved it? Or that when I held it, I burst it? And gripped too tight, now it's worthless. This seems to be the luck I was cursed with. Purchased, but I cannot return it. The crux now is how do I turn it? U-turn, exit and burn it. I wanna transport this character flaw, that when I'm having a ball, I'm going ham and I'm having it all. I'm flashing and I'm splashing it all. And damn, I gotta manage it more. Wet wings just bringing the struggle to soar. Head rings means I'm sick of it all, but I'm right back inside 24. And it's the waste that I sweat out my pores. But the taste, it was laced with galore. It was chase mixed fragrant, I'm sure. Yeah, and I need to create emphatic, EQ static, squeeze through traffic, see through fabric, my grease blue magic. I dig down deep cause my technique pneumatic. A geek who lost his way but still keeps at it if you still keep at it. Sharpening your blade, harnessing your energy for marketing your wave. Targeting your spot, winning and hardening your frame. I'm here to say I overstand and I can feel your pain. And never compromise, your plan is rainbows after rain. And give it everything and you will never feel ashamed. And give it everything or there is only you to blame. Cause who wants to die of regrets? I'd rather go out and not have to reflect. And look into my mind's eye, viewing up my timeline. I spy choices, made me dry cry like Sizzler. Pass me the Rizzler, tie in, I build up. Light up, meditate, this dive bar. Reprobate will journey on a path that he can smile and then celebrate. Yeah. And I just wanna elevate. I just wanna elevate to heaven's gate. Wordplay is what I used to levitate. And I just wanna elevate to heaven's gate. Wordplay is what I used to levitate. Yeah. And I just wanna elevate to heaven's gate. Wordplay is what I used to. What? And I just wanna elevate to heaven's gate. Wordplay is what I used to levitate. Yes. All right. Thank you.